Welcome to the first Chatter Matters of the year. Hope you had a lovely holiday season. If you celebrated or not, hope you had a good one. And in case you're new here, this is our community series where we roll out the red carpet to one of the Manychat super users. My name is Raquel. I'm Manychat's community manager, and I'll be your host for today. And I'd love to know if you could put in the chat where you're tuning in from, and if this is the first Manychat community event that you attend or not. And please make sure you select to everyone so we can all see your message and we can all chat with each other. That would be perfect. Thank you so much. And while you're doing that, we have a few housekeeping items to share with you. So we want to mention that this event follows our community code of conduct. I will share in the chat very, very shortly. And also, this is being recorded, and we'll be sharing the link to it in a community space maybe tomorrow. So please make sure you sign up to it if you haven't. It's community.manychat.com. It's very easy, but I will also put it in the chat so you don't miss it. And during the event, please add your questions to the Q&A section down below so we don't miss your questions. We have our amazing colleague Barbara, who's going to reply to any questions related to Manychat. And then after the presentation, our speaker will do a Q&A to cover her questions, anything related to her presentation and to her topic. So that's pretty much from my side. So let's see, where are you from? So we have Roberto from Seattle, and this is his first call. So welcome. We have Poland. We have America first time. We have Chris from UK. We're currently in Switzerland. Well, Chris, you're gonna maybe like what the speaker is going to be talking about. We have Philippines. We have the Netherlands. I'm also in the Netherlands. First time. Well, amazing. Okay, Jim, first one from, you know what? Well, I'm gonna mispronounce that, so I'm so sorry, but it's -6. Well, I hope you're keeping yourself warm. We have someone from Egypt. So, well, this is amazing. This is so exciting. Welcome, everyone. I guess it's time to introduce our today's speaker, but please keep chatting. I love that. So, are we ready for the speaker? We are. So Helen Nurse has over 20 years of experience running her digital agency Capture One. As an early adopter of Manychat's WhatsApp features, she has spent the last 2 years focusing on creating effective WhatsApp strategies and customer journeys. She leads a UK-based team of Manychat specialists and is now exploring international opportunities to expand their agency's impact. Well, this is amazing. Welcome, Helen. We're so excited for your talk. We have people from UK here supporting you as well. This is great.
Hi, Raquel. Thank you for having me. It's fantastic to be here. Hi, everyone. This is amazing. Such an international audience. So I've done lots of webinars like this before, but I don't think I've ever done one to such an international audience. So this is absolutely brilliant. So really, really thrilled to be here and to share some really great ideas with you today. So I'm just going to go and share my screen for 1 second. So if you bear with me. Hopefully we should all be good. I will take questions at the end. As has already been said, if you pop them in the Q&A section, and we'll go through questions at the end. I'm going to give you loads of really good ideas. It's going to be quite fast moving here. I'm going to be going through a lot of stuff, so make sure you've got your notebook handy. But anything that I cover off too quickly or that you want to talk about further, then you'll be able to get in touch with me after. And I'm totally open to exploring ideas and helping you further with how to use WhatsApp with Manychat. That's what we're here to talk about today. So I'm going to help you to get some ideas for how you can use WhatsApp with Manychat. I understand some people here are first-time users of Manychat and maybe not so experienced. And some people might be really experienced in knowing Manychat and be using it for Facebook and Instagram automations, which is fantastic. And then some of you might already be using it with WhatsApp. So it'll be interesting to see where everyone's at throughout this session and see where you get to at the end. I'd love to hear the ideas at the end that you've actually found the most useful. So we're going to cover some ideas and some strategies, and I'm going to take you through some case studies of some ways we've used WhatsApp with some of our clients, some really different businesses as well, so you can see how every business and organization that we've worked with and used Manychat and WhatsApp with have had a really powerful impact on their bottom line. Now, that's not always financially. So sometimes there's other ways that businesses are really benefiting in terms of getting better connections and conversations going. And most of the time they are making a massive difference to their bottom line. But sometimes if it's more of a community organization, there's other ways that they're actually using WhatsApp. And I'm going to show you some of those really interesting ways as we go through this session today. So a little bit of background about me, first of all. So I run Capture One. So we're a creative production agency. So as is said in my introduction, I've worked in broadcast television for many years. I've run my own agency for, well, 30 years. I've worked in media, TV and business. Our agency has been going for 25 years this year, which we're very proud of. And I've really managed over 1,000 client projects over that time. And sometimes we're working with smaller clients, smaller projects, and sometimes they're much bigger. So really, really varied. And I've worked with a huge amount of businesses, which is what I'm going to hopefully give you a lot of insights into today. So no matter what kind of business that you're in, I'm hoping that you're going to get something really valuable from today. For a few years, I also worked running events, and I've run events, both live events and virtual events. And the virtual events came out of the pandemic. And that's where my expertise and work with Manychat really started, was in the events world. So we ran live events for kids, and we used Manychat and automations with Facebook and Instagram to help us with selling tickets. We then, during the pandemic, ran virtual events, and we ran some really, really big and successful events, and we used the Manychat strategies with Messenger predominantly to actually manage a lot of the operational features of the events. And that was really interesting. And we then moved into doing a lot of live streams, which again, using Manychat to help sell tickets for those and manage operationally was really interesting. So we've got over 5 years experience working with Manychat. As I said, initially working with Facebook and Instagram, which might be where a lot of you are at the moment. If you're working with Manychat, you might be using it as automations on your social media accounts. And then a couple of years ago, we were asked by a client to experiment with WhatsApp. So we were doing automations for them for Facebook, and they said that a lot of their customers were using WhatsApp, and could we start to build automations for their WhatsApp? So that was about 3 years ago. And that's really where we started. And now we really specialize in these WhatsApp automated journeys. So this is our very first WhatsApp client. So these are some screenshots. So this was a company who ran, so I'm in the UK, if you haven't picked up on my accent. I'm in the northwest of the UK. We work with businesses all over the UK and some internationally as well. This was a UK company who ran events for children. And we automated the ticket journey so that when people bought tickets to their events, they could get information about the event prior to them coming in WhatsApp. And they also would get feedback after they went to their event, and they would then upsell to their next event. It was really, really successful. So I'm going to talk to you about some of those strategies and how we do that kind of thing with WhatsApp, because it's really interesting wherever you are in the world, because obviously we've got an international audience here. But what I'd just like to think about in the chat, just have a bit of interaction at the moment and look at these statements. And I'd like you to put in the chat what statement you think is accurate here. So let's look at the fact, do WhatsApp messages have over 90% open rate? What's the open rate on email? How many users does WhatsApp have? What's the engagement rate on WhatsApp messages? And how does it compare to email? So have a look at these statements and let me know in the chat what you think. I'm just opening up the chat. I'm just having a quick look what people think. You are all very clever, because a lot of you are saying exactly the right thing. So all of them, yeah. So yeah, Amanda's just said all of them. Exactly. So all of these statements are correct. So, and it's astounding, really, if you look at some of these, the fact that you get over 90% open rate, and that is what we're getting with our clients. So it's amazing. So it's definitely a reason to be using WhatsApp. So if I can just move on here. So as we've said, so 2 billion global users. So in the UK, it's a massive platform for us. Now, I know that there's parts of the world that it's not quite as big as other areas. So maybe in the US, I don't think WhatsApp is quite as big, but my understanding, and we're just starting to work with a company in the US, actually, a visitor attraction, and they want to be using WhatsApp before their competitors, because it is 2025 is going to be the year of WhatsApp. And because of these engagement rates and the way that you can use it interactively, that's really the exciting reason why businesses want to be using it. So as we said, it's global. What's really interesting also is that it's a trusted platform. And this is why, if you are a business starting to use WhatsApp to connect with your customers, they will trust you with it, because they use WhatsApp to communicate with their friends and family predominantly, and with teams and sports groups and things like that. So therefore, they notice the messages, they take notice of the messages that come through. WhatsApp has a brilliant anti-spam policy, and that in the way you use it with Manychat means that it's completely safe, GDPR compliant, and it's so it's really good from that. You can't go wrong if you're using WhatsApp platform within Manychat, like I'm going to show you today. You can't go wrong in terms of following the rules. So that's really good. So let's just talk a minute about email. So I often say WhatsApp it's an alternative to email. It's an addition to email. So businesses should still be using emails in a way to communicate. But the problem with it is that, as I bet we've all got hundreds of emails in our inboxes right now. I bet we've probably received 10 or 20 just while we're on this session. So it's a crowded place, your email. Your open rates, if you're using it as a business, they're not that high, and your click rates are even lower. So if you are thinking about how you're going to actually engage with your customers, then doing a lot of the funnels that you currently do in email in WhatsApp is a really, really good option. The other thing that's really interesting to think about with WhatsApp, and I'm going to show you some examples of this today, is that you can have lots of different trigger points that aren't necessarily online. So when I say trigger points, I mean points to get people into your funnel. So if you use Manychat at the moment as an automation tool within Instagram and Facebook, then obviously your starting point is people are on the social media platform already. And that is generally the point that you're triggering them into your funnel. If you're using email, people get the email obviously on their device, and that's where they're then coming into their funnel. With WhatsApp, you can actually bring them in from offline places, and that's really important. If you're a bricks and mortar business, if you're a tourist attraction, if you're a hotel, there's so many different industries that this is relevant for. Actually, any business, you can have a QR code as an advert, and people can scan the QR code and come into your WhatsApp funnel. Now, why is that more powerful for you or for your clients? Because they come into your WhatsApp funnel and you can then interact with them in a way you can't do if you're sending them straight to a website. So if they go on a QR code to a website, they go to the website, it's a very passive experience. And other than maybe placing cookies and retargeting them, you can't really control their journey on that website. If they come to your WhatsApp funnel, you can very much control it, and you can send them follow-ups and nudges and really clever stuff like that, which I'm going to show you how we do that. So that's a really important part of using WhatsApp. You can also trigger from social media. You can trigger from Facebook ads, from lead ads, which is a big one actually for this year. It's a really, really good way of using social ads, and you can trigger from websites. And again, that goes back to what I was saying about, so someone might be on the website, but you can actually bring them into a WhatsApp funnel and create a much more likelihood of a conversion because they're in the WhatsApp funnel. And I'll show you some numbers for how we've done that for clients shortly. So the kind of businesses this works well for, I mean, I've got 2 slides on this because there really is so many types of, I would say there's not really a type of business that you can't use WhatsApp for, but I would say it works best for the consumer sectors, consumer brands, if you're working with one-to-many, if you have lots of customers or lots of people that you need to communicate with. Tourism, visitor attractions, that kind of thing. Memberships, brilliant for WhatsApp because you can engage them so much more, and you can do so much with it. Charities, if you're running fundraising events, you're looking at community engagement, there really is so many sectors. So I would say most areas of work you could actually benefit from some of the strategies that we're going to look at. So these are some of the things that you can do. I say some because there really is, once you start working within Manychat using WhatsApp and you get a feel for what you can do, really the world is your oyster. There's so many ways you can use it, but these are some of the most popular ways that we're using it. So things like surveys, wait lists, competitions, I'm going to show you how we do that, website funnels, training, customer service. There's a really great way you can use Manychat with AI tools now as well. So within Manychat, you can use the AI element within the WhatsApp. So you can go to live chat, but customers can ask questions and you can build up the AI to respond to that. And we've been doing that just recently with a client of ours who are a family attraction. And it's been fantastic because it is massively reduced their resource and their team's time for how much they're having to respond to individual questions, because we've built up the AI responses to be really, and I think we've got over 200 responses in there at the moment. It's really, really effective. So I'm going to go through some specific campaigns now that we've actually run for our clients, and I'm going to talk about what the campaign was, how we did it, and what the results were, so that you can see. And please do ask me questions about these campaigns, but all of the campaigns that we're going to talk about, you can use elements of them to make them relevant for what you're doing. Hopefully you'll see that. So this was a Black Friday campaign. So obviously Black Friday is a bit of a mad time in terms of from a marketer's point of view as well, because obviously particularly if you're in a consumer sector, you want to be making the most of Black Friday. All the businesses are doing Black Friday, but because everyone's doing Black Friday, the email inbox is just crazy. So I'm sure you'll agree that on Black Friday your email traffic just went up loads. So as a marketer for a business, how do you stand out? Well, what we found is when we've run Black Friday campaigns in WhatsApp for clients, then they've got massive results. So with this particular client, we started the campaign 3 weeks before Black Friday, and their campaign, they used social ads, they advertised it on site, they did it through their website, so people could sign up for their Black Friday deals. And they would sign up in WhatsApp, so they come into WhatsApp, they'd get an automated flow that would allow them to get a sneak preview of what the deals might be and select what deal they might be interested in. And then they would then get a notification 24 hours before the deals were going live on social media. They would get the notification in WhatsApp saying you can buy the deals now. Now, these were time limited deals. So the whole point was that there was only so many deals available. So if you signed up to the WhatsApp, then you got the 24-hour access early to the deals, and obviously more likely to get the deal that you want before they went live on Black Friday. And this was really, really successful for this client because they basically were able to practically sell out of their deals before Black Friday happened. What was really interesting as well was that they were able to filter. So because they had 3 different deals, so they were a visitor attraction for families, for kids. And they did 3 different deals. And because you could sign up for all 3 or just 1, 2 or 3 of them within WhatsApp, we then pull all the data into a spreadsheet. It's a live tracking spreadsheet. And this is the other great thing. You might already be doing this with Manychat with the other channels. If you're not, it's a fantastic way to really analyze the data and get the maximum results from the campaigns that you're running. So we pulled all the data into a spreadsheet, and then we were able to retarget customers based on the information we knew about what deals they'd selected. And you can do, I'll show you another way we use that technique as well in another campaign in a minute. So it really helps you with customer profiling. The other thing about this is now, obviously, as part of this campaign, we're asking them to opt into communications via WhatsApp. So we're building the list, which is enabling us then, after Black Friday, to then send them further communications, special offers, value-led content, which is really important, just like you would with an email list, but you're able to do it with WhatsApp broadcasts. And what you find is your engagement rate of those WhatsApp broadcasts is much higher than just email newsletters. So those future offers and communications become much more powerful. So this is an example of this first message that went out, and you can see there it was a 41% click-through rate to actually get the deals. So that, I think you agree, is a pretty powerful statistic. Let's look at competitions. So we run a lot of competitions for various clients using WhatsApp. Why would you run a competition through WhatsApp? Well, you've got the interactive element, so it's fun for the customer, but you can actually get a much more likelihood to get a return on your investment of running a competition. As a business, the main reason, obviously, you run competitions is generally to enhance your profile, reach more customers, get people interested in your brand, raise awareness, all that kind of thing. But if you can actually take it to the next level and capture data and communicate with people who have reached those new customers following the competition, then you're going to have a much better return for running your competition. So when we run a competition in WhatsApp, we will have, again, this client, they would have the QR code on site. So when people come into the centre, they would get given a flyer or a postcard with a QR code and encouraged to enter the competition. They will also have trigger points from their social media. They will also have them send them out on email. They'll have them on the website. So everywhere that your customers might find you, you'll encourage them to enter the competition. They'll go in and they'll enter the competition, and it will have an automated, and we make it, this is the thing about WhatsApp, you make it fun. So you give them a series of buttons and of decisions to make that are, fun buttons. And in this case, when we draw the competition, we send them a spin the wheel video, so they can actually see and they can watch and see if they've actually won. And then for the majority of people who haven't won, they then get sent a discount voucher that they can use. And obviously the person or the people who've won, if there's more than one winners, they get sent a funnel that says, well done, congratulations, you've won, and given their details of their prize, that kind of thing. So again, you can segment and really deliver relevant messaging according to who the recipients are. So whether they're winners, whether they're not winners, you can choose to have however many winners you want. So that it's really interactive in that sense. But because you're giving everyone a discount or a voucher, or you might give them, if you're a hotel, you might give them a free drink or whatever, then you're actually much more likely to retain them and actually get them back into spending money with you. This is also really powerful to do with retailers, because obviously you can encourage people to purchase, to go to links, and it's all trackable. So if they then purchase from this WhatsApp code, you can track that and follow up and do follow-up messaging depending on what people have purchased. So you can really divide and segment your audience very powerfully. So competitions are super, super powerful, and I would really recommend. So this is an example again of So you can see this is the message that went out. So once they'd entered, we then sent the winner notification for them to go through and spin the wheel and see if they've won. And 93% of people clicked. So that, I mean, you can't argue with that as a conversion rate. It's, you know, absolutely smashing it. This is an example of the spreadsheet again. So we pull people across to the spreadsheet. We capture their emails, we subscribe them, and if they've given us any details, answered any questions within the WhatsApp funnel, then that information will get sucked in as well. So that's really powerful. Let's look at quizzes for lead generation. So this is another way that you can just be really interactive with using WhatsApp via Manychat. So this particular client is a franchise organization. So what they wanted to do was to create something for, they do a lot of trade shows, they will meet a lot of potential franchisees, and they wanted a fun way to bring them into their marketing space and be able to send them their brochure and get them interested in franchising with them. So we created a quiz, which was what kind of kids activity business is right for you. And it's a 5 or 6 question quiz. And so they go in, they do the quiz within WhatsApp, really easy to access because it's an A, B, or C, dead quick, dead fun, and then it delivers a result. And you can build all this up within the back end, within Manychat really easily. And it's something that then you can build follow-on flows from. So once they then got their results, they would then be sent a further message saying, would you like information about our franchises? Now, what was really great about this as well is that you can use these kind of techniques and these strategies at these offline events I mentioned before. So things like if as a business you are going to a conference or a trade show or that kind of thing, you can actually get people to come into your WhatsApp funnel while you're there, do these kind of questions while they're at your stand or while you're meeting with them. Then what you can do, which is really clever, which we've done for some clients, is as soon as they've left your stand, you can then send them a thank you message that pops up in WhatsApp. Thank you so much for meeting me. It was really great, etc., etc. And you can go through a little messaging funnel for them then. And people are blown away by that. What you can also do is go back to the spreadsheet and the data capture, and you can look at all that data of all those people you've met, you know the answers they've given to the quiz or to the survey, and you can then pass that to your sales team or use that for your follow-ups to really be better informed. So it's a very interactive way of gaining information about prospects and about people you want to do business with, and it's done very, very efficiently. So that's another really great strategy that you can do. And as I say, because it works within the offline world as well, that's something that's really, really powerful, because within marketing and promotional campaigns, I think particularly this year, people are looking to, and businesses are really looking to make an impact, not just online, because the online world is really, really busy, as we know. So if they can be actually using these offline ways of speaking to their customers, but using technology in this clever way that you can do with Manychat and with using WhatsApp in this way, then you've really getting a massive competitive advantage. So let's look at how you can use WhatsApp as a trigger from a website. So obviously there's been able to do live chat capabilities within websites for a long time, and chatbots and all exists in various different guises on websites. But actually going to a WhatsApp funnel and using a Manychat strategy to do that is so much more powerful than using a standard chatbot, because you have so much opportunity to take your website visitor on a journey, take them on a journey that you want them to go on, a conversational journey, and then send them follow-ups and prompts and nudges. So this particular client Their main objective for their website visitors is for them to book a video consultation. So we have various points on the website where visitors are encouraged to go in, download a price guide, or find out about different treatment options, find out certain bits of information. And each one will take them into a different WhatsApp funnel, which will provide them with some information. It will also ask them for might ask them questions about their age, if they've been doing current treatments, that kind of thing. Then the reason I'm showing you this now, this is obviously quite complex. This is a complex lead funnel, but it's important to show you the journey that they can go on, because as much as that journey from left to right is a standard journey, obviously, and if you use Manychat already, you'll be familiar with the flows looking like this. But what I think is really powerful, and where you can really use WhatsApp to the max, is when you get those conditions and those nudges and those reminders in. So you'll see there's lots of lines that take you down at the bottom. And you can't see the detail of them, obviously, because they're very small in this sense. But what they are nudges and reminders. So if people go to choose a certain answer, they will then be sent the next bit of information that is relevant to that answer. So, for example, if they get asked, are you currently taking any medication for this? If they say yes, they'll be sent one part of the funnel. If they say no, they'll be sent another part of the funnel. If they drop out at any point, they get sent a reminder message or a nudge message. Do you still wish to continue? Would you still like to download? Would you still like to book an appointment, depending on where they are in the funnel? So that's really important thing to know about WhatsApp, about the power of getting people back into that conversation. So with an email, if they've read an email and then they've gone away, you've generally lost them until you send them another email. Whereas with WhatsApp used in this way, if they've come through, for example, like I say, through the website, they've then gone into the WhatsApp funnel, they might have then, we all get distracted when we're doing things. We might be on our phone, the kids might shout at us, we might suddenly have to let the dog out, and we stop doing what we're doing. Because we can then have the conditions set up to send them a message saying, did you still want to continue? Would you still like this? It brings a large percentage of people back in who we might have otherwise have lost. This client then take them to the call to action is to book their appointment. Again, I've got an image here of the spreadsheets, because that's really important, because we pull all the data through, and it allows for great analysis of where people drop out of the funnel, so then we can refine and improve our funnels. And this client, over the last few months we've been working with them, have increased their conversions, increased their leads and increased their conversions, as you can see on the screen here. So I think that is a really powerful testament to how you can get your website working for you even more powerfully, and getting it converting for you in this way. I wanted to talk about feedback and surveys, because that's a really great way that you can use WhatsApp, simply because it's so quick and easy. If you often get sent feedback, I went to the theatre at the weekend, and on the Sunday, I got an email from the theatre saying, please fill out this survey, and it had a link. Generally, majority of people don't fill out those surveys, because the email might have gone into the junk anyway. Even if you've read the email, you have to click on it, opens a browser. It's very clunky. So as a business, if you're wanting to get feedback, surveys completed, and even user-generated content, it's quite hard to do it. It is really easy with WhatsApp, because you can, in this sense, my tip is, if you're doing feedback and surveys, make it simple, make it easy, only give them a few questions. And if you're the type of business that benefits from user-generated feedback, ask them for photos within that flow. Because what is really good is you will get photos from people, because they've taken photos on their phone, and particularly if they're happy, they'll want to share it. Another great thing you can do is, if you're the type of business that uses TripAdvisor or online review platforms, you can actually link people and ask them if they can go and leave a review. And you could even do that in exchange for a discount voucher, and that can all be run from the WhatsApp funnel. So you can ask them a couple of questions, and then you could say, we'd love you to leave us a TripAdvisor review as a thanks. We're going to give you a 10% voucher or whatever. So then they go off, they click to leave the TripAdvisor review. 5 minutes later in WhatsApp, it sends them, thanks so much for leaving the review. Here's a 10% off voucher. Bam, all in their WhatsApp, dead easy. They've seen the messages. It's not taken them long. If they've taken a picture of their amazing day out or whatever it is that they've been doing that is associated with your business, they can send you that picture in WhatsApp. Again, super, super easy because the picture's on their phone. So we find clients who are doing this are getting much greater user-generated content sent to them from their customers, which again, they can then share on social and all that kind of thing. So that would be a really great tip for me to suggest. That's a great way to start. If you're not sure where to start with using WhatsApp, we can talk about that in a minute, where to start, but I would say start with feedback and customer surveys, because they're very easy to do, easy flows to set up, and they have big impact, and you'll see big results. This is a little video clip of one. You can see how it's actually running through. So this was for an event that was running, it was a business event, it was running in Greece, and it was business to business. So the people who ran it wanted to find out how the content was and get some feedback from the delegates. So you can see here there was a mixture between A, B, and C responses, and then there were some open fields and things like that. And then they also asked for pictures, and we got loads of pictures from delegates. So really powerful. This is another little video example of a wait list. So this just shows, again, the interactivity of how easy it is. So if people are joining a wait list, in this way, they go in, they go join wait list. We're then asking them for a few bits of information before they actually get on the wait list. So we're asking them, for this particular business, again, it's a family attraction, so we're asking them, what age are your children? This allows us to then segment that audience, because we can actually send them further information. So we know if they've got teenagers, when we're running a teenager event, we can send those people in WhatsApp information about that teenager age group event, but we don't have to send it to everyone. So just exactly how you do if you're doing email marketing at the moment with segmentation, you're segmenting your audience in a really relevant way, and therefore your customers are enjoying getting your messages because they're relevant to them. And that's the key thing about WhatsApp, and that's what I love. It's dead exciting because customers respond to it. So you're not sending them information they don't want to see, or that's not relevant to them. It's relevant to them, so they respond to it. So yeah, that is a really, really good thing. The last one I want to show you is a bit different. So I've talked a lot about businesses using WhatsApp for customers, and this is more about training and support. So this is actually a really interesting project that we've been working on for the last 7 or 8 months, and it's for families who are on a waiting list within the NHS. So in the UK, obviously we have the NHS health system. And what happens is, if families have children who have speech and language developmental issues, they will go on a waiting list to actually see a therapist. And that waiting list can be really quite long, like months and months and months. So in the meantime, what these families receive is a QR code and an invitation to go into the WhatsApp channel where they can access loads of different information and support. And this is actually, it took us a long time to build this up because it's quite an innovative way of using WhatsApp, because in there we have a 10-step program that they can access. There's short videos, there's long videos. There's a screening quiz at the start, so they can actually work out where their child is in terms of what sort of grouping they're in, and then access the resources within the WhatsApp flow that are relevant to where their child's at and the developmental support that they need. So what's really important about this, and what's been really successful about this, is it's able to be accessed by all families in all demographics, and even harder to reach families. So families that don't necessarily have access to computers or aren't very IT literate, they wouldn't necessarily be able to, or be very keen to navigate a website or an e-learning platform. They all have WhatsApp on their phone, and all they have to do is scan the QR code and go into that. We've also, with this, created strategies such as every 2 days, they can sign up to get a motivational message by the therapist who leads the support program. So they get a voice motivational message every 2 days that comes through on WhatsApp, and then that can link interactively to other activities and things like that. So that's another way that you can use WhatsApp in a really powerful way. This is a little video.
Someone who's probably used every system out there, from my own app to online, all the online course providers. I would say to training providers, look at WhatsApp. It's next level. It takes things and it elevates it. And if you've not thought about it before, get in touch with Capture One, because honestly, a conversation with them and you will have a whole different approach to what is possible with your training. They have got all of the know-how, but also they've got years of experience of working on businesses. So it's not just the technical know-how that they brought to it, it was the strategy and the ability to change my idea into something that was going to work. And the real collaboration that we did on that meant that this has gone way further and much better than I could have ever have hoped for.
So that's an example of how it's not just necessarily businesses that can benefit from using WhatsApp in this way. So wherever you're at, whatever kind of organisation you're working for, it's going to be relevant for you. What I want to do, I'm just conscious of time and I want to be able to get to questions. So I just want to talk. So Jo, who was the lady in the video there, mentioned a bit there about strategy. So I just wanted to touch on that before we finish and give you some tips. If you're starting to use WhatsApp with Manychat, yes, obviously you need to have the technical elements there, and that can be done relatively easily within Manychat, within the how-tos, and they've got all the resources. Manychat are absolutely brilliant at helping you to get the technical stuff right and do what you need to do to build the funnels. But it's one thing building a funnel, but you need to obviously have the journey and have the message conveyed in the right way, so that the user goes through it and actually uses it in the way that it's intended to. So this is when we start our campaigns and look at projects, we always look at these 4 key aspects. So I'd really make a note of these. So who is the target audience? Who is actually using it? What is the strategy? Is it a short-term campaign, or is that forming part of a longer strategy where you are going to be communicating regularly with them on WhatsApp as well? Crafting the message. What's the message look like? Is it it will be text, but is it also video? Is it images? Is it questions and answers? What's the tone of the messages that you are creating? That goes back to your target audience. And then obviously using the technology that Manychat allows you to get all of this right. So it's about looking at, starting with one campaign. So we always say, when we talk to people who are saying we want to start using WhatsApp in this way, we want to be exploring it for our business, think of one campaign, one way that you can start using it. So that might be, we've looked at today, a competition, it might be a feedback questionnaire or a survey, it might be a lead magnet quiz. So start with one campaign and then think of what are the messages that you're going to convey within that content. Who are you conveying it to, and why? What do you want them to actually what's your call to action, and what do you want is it audience building? Is it lead generation? Is it better communication, customer operations, that kind of thing? So why are you doing it? And then know what the funnel journey is that you're taking them on. So it might be a very complex funnel, like the one above, where you're taking them on lots of different branches and things like that, or it might be quite a simple one, like the competition one below. But know what the journey is and what the end point is that you want to take them to. And then think about the long-term plan. So you might be running some short-term campaigns, but think about what is the long-term plan of why you're doing that? What are your plans for communications and follow-ups? Are you going to be sending regular broadcasts? Are you going to be sending WhatsApp newsletters? What's your plan for that? And therefore, within your short-term campaigns, that will determine some of your messaging, some of your maybe customer segmentation, things like that. Think about, I haven't really got time now to talk about technical aspects like tags and things like that, but if you tag your WhatsApp users in the right way, that will help you to segment your audiences really, really effectively. So just to finish off, and I'll come to questions, it's a massive opportunity. I think hopefully you'll agree from what I've showed you today. It is a really big opportunity, WhatsApp. So I really think you should be exploring it, particularly if you're a Manychat user. If you want to scan this code, then it will take you into our WhatsApp funnel. You basically will go through a few questions and just see how it can work. I always think it's best for people to have a play with it as a user and then get an idea of how it will work. So please do scan that or send that out afterwards. If you connect with me on LinkedIn, follow me on Instagram, that kind of thing, then just message me. I'm always happy to have a chat with anyone, just have a free session and just give you some ideas and help you with some strategies, that kind of thing. Really open to that. So please do contact me. And the last thing is there's a bit of a fun quiz here as well. If you like your 90s movies, there's a fun quiz that you can do here in WhatsApp that will again show that quizzing ability really. And you'll be able to see how it can be done in a fun way. So I'm going to wrap up now. I'm going to go to questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to look at the Q&A and see what questions we've got. I'm going to answer questions that are to do with what we've talked about today rather than account type questions to do with Manychat. So do you use your personal phone number for this? Okay, good question. No, you don't. So Manychat community is going to answer this, so that's fine. I won't talk about that. Alison's asked about the adoption rate of WhatsApp in Canada. I don't know, actually. What I do know is that North America is not quite as not adopted it quite as quickly as Europe and the UK. But as far as I'm aware, it's not far behind. So what's your favorite way to increase the attendance rate of a hybrid event? Oh, that's a really good question. So I think I love using WhatsApp for events, whether it's virtual or live, and therefore for a hybrid event, it would be fantastic, because if you can set up many integrations so that when someone purchases a ticket, they can actually get a WhatsApp message and go into a WhatsApp funnel. And if you do that, whether you're running live, virtual, hybrid events, then you can communicate with your attendees using WhatsApp, and you're going to have a much better engagement rate with your attendees of your event. You can send out links, you can send out resources, you can do Q&A surveys, all that kind of thing. So yeah, my recommendation if you're running events is to get people to register in WhatsApp and run your comms through WhatsApp. So we've got a question here about how we can make trust using WhatsApp. So you want to reach out to potential customers to generate leads, but you want to make sure that you won't be seen as scam. So yeah, that's a really good question. I think that one of the main reasons. I recently did a poll actually on LinkedIn and asked businesses what the main concerns were about using WhatsApp as a business, and the most common fear was that they'd be seen as spam. And I think this is a really common misconception. And if you are, because people have to come into your WhatsApp channel, come into your WhatsApp conversation, you can't just start sending them messages willy-nilly. They have to choose to come in. So you have to give them a compelling call to action, a compelling reason. They want to do a quiz, they want to take the survey, they've bought a ticket, they want to register for an event, they're coming on the website and they want some information from you. Once they want to engage with you, that's when you then use WhatsApp. So if you're looking to connect with potential customers, what you have to do is find that compelling reason to attract them to you. And then once they're attracted to you, you use WhatsApp, and then you have a much better journey and a much better engagement and conversion level. So I hope that helps with that. So let's just look. Some of these are Manychat questions. I'm just looking through. We need illustrative videos on how we can use these features. Yeah, Manychat do a lot of those things. Does the business still need to be verified with Meta to use WhatsApp? Is this about? So no, you can use it when it's not verified, but there are restrictions on how many messages you can send a day, but it's still quite high. So it should be that. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. It depends how many messages you need to send. How do people get to join your WhatsApp feed? I'll put a link actually now, and you can join it with a link as well. So I'll put a link in a minute in the chat, so you can use a link. If you connect with me on LinkedIn, I think all the details will be on the Manychat community page, and the link and the QR code will be there, so you'll be able to access there. Someone's had a question: are we having them join a WhatsApp group? No, it's not a WhatsApp group, completely different to a WhatsApp group. And that's the beauty of this this way of using WhatsApp. No one else can see the conversation, so there's not other people in there. It's one-to-one. People come into it, and it's not a group, so there's no one else there. And people can come into it 24/7 whenever it is good for them and have that funnel experience and conversation. It can then go into a live chat situation, and one of your team can then respond. But again, it's one-to-one, so it's not a group. Maybe I missed it. How do you get people to join your WhatsApp feed? So that's so as I said before, compelling call to action, a reason for them to come in, but you can have trigger points as links. You can have them on links in email, on social media. You can we actually use Manychat to automate from Instagram and Facebook to go into DMs or messengers, and then take them across to WhatsApp from there. So you can trigger from social media, from web links, from QR codes on printed material, from QR codes online. So multiple places, basically, you can get them to come in from. Do you need a WhatsApp business account to do this? So you do it through, so you set it up through Manychat and through the Meta Business Suite. So that's how you do it, which is slightly different to a WhatsApp business account. So how about strategies of running this for an e-commerce website for online courses? Yeah, you could absolutely do loads of strategies there. So if you are running an e-commerce website and you actually have people come into WhatsApp to either start the journey for finding out information for your course, to maybe join, if you're running a taster course, which is a free event, get them to register in WhatsApp, and then you can follow up with that. You can also, if you're running an online store and you get customers are purchasing, you can post purchase, then take them into the WhatsApp funnel post purchase, and use that as a way of communicating with them. So loads of different ways you can use that. I'm not sure, are we okay for time? Shall I carry on with these questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can answer more 2 or 3 questions. That's okay.
Do you manage it all in one account? I'm not too sure what you mean by that question. I think that if you meet, so we have an agency account where we have all of our clients within our Manychat account. Is that what you mean? I'm not sure. Maybe expand on that question. I could try and answer that, or Manychat can. We've talked about business meta verification. Do I need another mobile number? Yes, you've been answered that. You do need another. Well, when you set up your WhatsApp with Manychat, you will set up a new number within Meta. So you won't do it on your current number. Need illustrative videos on how we can use these features. Yeah, I believe there are some how-to videos, but again, get in touch with me and I'm happy to give you some advice or give you some how-to videos from our point of view. Yes, we do. So someone's asking, can Manychat process voice recordings? Yes, so one of our case studies that I mentioned there, we send out voice notes within the automation. So you can do voice notes as part of it. So that's really great. So Alison's asked, Helen has some great suggestions for how to use Manychat with WhatsApp. If you're in a country with a low adoption rate for WhatsApp, can these be replicated in Instagram or Facebook messaging? Yes, absolutely, Alison. So all of these strategies can be used within Instagram and Facebook messaging. I would say there is more functionality in a way with WhatsApp, and I think because people get WhatsApp immediately on their phone, there's a bit more you can do in that sense in terms of engagement. So with Facebook Messenger, people aren't always necessarily in Messenger or that kind of thing. But generally, the strategies can be adopted across all three channels. And that's the beauty of Manychat, is that you can do that. So Melanie is just asking a question about the WhatsApp number. It says that the verification only affects the amount of messages sent that day, so it can still be usable without the verification. Yes, you can, exactly. So we have got clients who they've not got the verification because, as we all know, sometimes we can have issues with that with Meta. But because they're sending quite low volumes, daily volumes, it doesn't matter. So it all depends on how many messages you need to send. If you're not needing to send too much, I think it does depend, actually. I've seen it does differ, but you can still send quite a lot without the verification. So it's not usually too much of an issue. I'm just going to have a quick look in the main chat, just see if there's anything that I've missed.
And then, Helen, do you want to share your details, like your website where people can get in touch with you?
Absolutely, yes. So thanks. So our website's capture1.co.uk, and I could just share my screen and put that slide up again. Shall I do that? Or oh no, because then it will take it away from you. So our website's capture1.co.uk. If you search for me on LinkedIn, that's often the best place to get me and find my details. Or Instagram, Capture1 Agency. We're on there too. So yeah, happy to hear from anyone and answer any more questions. Is that okay, Raquel?
Amazing. Yes, I just added the website to the chat. I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today and for being so helpful, answering so many questions, and giving such a detailed presentation. I really enjoyed it. So thank you so much for joining us. And I want to also thank everyone for being so interactive and for asking so many questions. It was a lovely Tuesday. So I want to thank you all so much. This recording will be shared in our community space tomorrow or on Thursday. There's also going to be emails to your account. So, and please check out the community space for more videos, for more articles. There's a lot of content, and we have all of our Manychat super users there answering questions and technical questions. So it's really helpful if you're just starting your Manychat journey. So I'm now going to take much more of your time. Helen, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.